a lot of my friends they compete even to this day. Chris Jones, the one lives very local to myself. He's in his 50s now. He still competes.
Really?
Yes, he takes steroids, but all year round.
Yeah.
He's similar until he gets on stage and then he
Yeah,
strips.
yeah.
But he's the same condition all year round.
Yeah.
He will do cycles, obviously, but
Yeah.
his routine is exactly the same.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against people that do it, but if you're an athlete, that's what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing if you, listen, if you can maintain that physique all year round, it's a fantastic achievement.
It becomes a lifestyle though. Like once
Yeah.
you get into the routine of training and eating well, and drinking well in terms of like no fizzy drinks and taking out with the sugar and whatnot, and you do it long enough,
Yeah.
it becomes like if you drink a can of Coke now, I'd feel well guilty. I wouldn't be able to drink it.
Did you find
You
that?
know?
Did you find that was hard if you would meet someone new, for example, going out for a meal or anything like that? Because I find it quite challenging.
To be honest, no, I don't, because I like most of the time I eat really well. For you to go out and have a drink and a meal, it's not going to affect you. It's when you do it every day, you know.
So no, I don't mean like having a can of Coke or whatever it might be. So if I meet someone new,
Yeah, like today.
They'll say, "Why are you eating that?" And I have to
But why would you need to eat that? Why can't you just eat what you want on the
I,
day?
I would eat what I'd normally eat.
Yeah.
But then I feel like I have to explain myself.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? So I eat this way because of
Yeah.
this is why I eat this way.
Yeah.
Because I train. I don't want to. I'm not messing my diet up because of you.
Give me an example of what you would eat then.
On a typical day, like, because I eat 4 to 5 times a day.
Yeah.
So it's powerlifting and CrossFit. That's what I do. So yeah, be your oats, your chicken, your rice, your broccoli, all your normal stuff. So it sounds pretty boring to everyone listening.
Yeah.
So let's say I went to, I'd probably be a steakhouse if I'm honest. So I'll eat the steak, pretty much the biggest one that they do.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, it's so boring. Why not? Can you have pasta with it or anything like that? All the sauces?" I'm like, no,
Really? Okay.
because I'm pretty bland. I'm boring. The same food every restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but it's so boring. Can we not go and get this? I'm like, no.
See, the thing is, right, with me, if I know that I'm going out on a Saturday night, I would not hold back. I would drink alcohol, cocktails, whatever, have a chips and steak, whatever. But I'll make sure that up until that day, I'm really strict with my
You
food.
give yourself a bad, yeah.
Yeah, you got to plan ahead, like everything, you know.
Yeah, so
You can't be too hard on yourself.
no, yeah, I get that, but I don't know. I think if I do that, I don't know. It's where that's the balance I have. Is I think the training next day will be impacted.
Right.
I don't know what you're.
No, I'm the opposite. If I go out and I know that I've had a blowout day in terms of food, I'm looking forward to getting to that gym and working double as hard.
Yeah, I suppose that's a way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat loads tonight now. So yeah, I'll have loads tonight. Yeah, brilliant. I'll be phoning you later on. Pick me up. So, how do you balance contentment with ambition?
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Right now, in the position that I'm in now, I'm quite content. But I'm still ambitious as well. So I could actually sit back right now and not do nothing. The problem with that is that for so many years, I've been accustomed to working hard, keeping myself busy, keeping my mind stimulated, that if I was to just sit back and do nothing now, my brain will start doing overtime and I'll start overthinking. I'll get bored. I'll get agitated. So I need to keep myself busy. So I'm content right now, but I'm also still quite ambitious, which is why I'm trying this new business venture with my partner, business partner.
Why did your brain go into overdrive? It interests me because that's what mine does.
I don't know. Sometimes I think I've probably got an element of, what's that, ADHD or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Where I'm constantly thinking about loads of different stuff. Maybe I'm just an overthinker, but I can analyze something and overanalyze it to a point that it's driving me mad. Do you know what I mean?
Keep you sharp at night.
Yeah. So I've done a property recently where I refurbished it, and I was actually there on site every day, and I was actually doing some of the work myself, and I was enjoying it. It was good. It was keeping my mind busy. I could see the progress. And that's what I like. I love all that. You know, for me, just to sit back right now, it'll drive me mad.
I agree. And that it really does interest me that pretty much everyone that's been in this in your chair, and the one back in Southend has said the same thing.
Yeah.
There's some form of, I need to be doing something. But what is that?
Now, look, this is the problem with that, right? Is that I know someone as well. He's in his 60s now. He's got loads and loads of properties. He's still buying now. I said, why are you doing that? Because I need something to do. The problem with that is that you got to work out at which point you're going to have to stop and maybe think of doing something else. A lot of people have a fear of change, you know? I've got to that point where I want to enjoy my life a bit more, do more holidays, spend more time with my kids, but at the same time keep myself busy, but make sure I don't get myself into a position where I'm taking on another full-time job where it's going to start consuming me, you know? And that's why I've decided to do this rent to rent with my business partner, because it's something on the side that I can scale up and build. We can do it together. It will keep me busy, but I've still got my time freedom.
I think that's, a lot of people should they should obviously reach out to yourself, because you've built up a business. Well, this would be your second one now. This rent to rent one will be your third.
Yeah.
But you've not just rushed into it. You've been investing for a long time, over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
But for people looking into your social media, go, oh, he's doing really well. It doesn't take. You've been doing it for a long time.
You know what? It's funny, because I had a conversation with someone in the gym, and he's recently sold his house. Yeah. And he goes, Rick, I've got 150 grand sitting in my bank. I want to go up to Middlesbrough. I want to buy some houses. And then when I said to him, look, you got to think about this. You're going to buy 40, 50 grand houses up north. You're going to be renting them for like $450 a month. Your mortgage is going to be a couple £100. You've got to think about your maintenance. And I went into the nitty gritty. I said interest rates are like 5% now. They could go up, they could go down. Don't rely on capital appreciation, because that takes way too long. You need to force capital appreciation at the front end, so it makes it more. And I was going into it and thinking, shit. And I kind of put him off a little bit, because people think that you can just put your money into property and you're going to become wealthy. Maybe so, over the long term, but you've got to, nowadays, I believe that you've got to do it in a smarter way right now.
So I know the way that you invest, again, by doing my DD. For anyone that's listening, how do you force the
capital appreciation
and then tell people how you invest in property?
So I've always done that. And again, it stems back to living with my boss and also meeting someone else along the way as well, which I'm still close with now. And so I've always bought properties that required work, always, because even more so now, my knowledge has increased and improved so much over the past 20 years that I wish I knew what I know now 20 years ago, because my property portfolio probably would have been double what it's worth, But I've always bought properties that always need work, and I've always forced capital appreciation in a way where I will, nothing complicated. I'll buy a house, maybe a 3-bedroom house with potential to turn it into a 4 by reconfiguring the internal floor plans. We hear this all the time. That increases the rental yields. But because you're carrying out a refurb, you're also increasing the value. Back in the day, 20 years ago, it was a bit different. Lending criteria was different. You could buy it with a mortgage, with TMW, for example, do a further advance, pull out your money, and then use that to go again. Yeah. But nowadays, it's getting tougher. So I would say to anyone now, if they're just starting out in property, don't buy a house at market value if you're going to invest in it. And don't use a mortgage to buy it. And make sure you can always force capital appreciation. Unless you've got shitloads of money behind you and you've got a business that's making loads of money and you want to park the cash somewhere like property because we know it's a safe asset, then you might not want to put yourself through all that hassle of buying properties that need work, finding builders, using finance like bridging so that you can refinance pretty much straight away and get your money out. So unless you don't need to do that, then don't do it, But I think if you want to build up a property portfolio quite quickly, then I think that's the smart way of doing it.